Hey everybody, welcome back to Vlogmas. If you've been on our channel for a little while, you remember my sister-in-law Mari. She is married to my brother Marshall, and we all just lived together for about 2.5 months in Colombia over the summer. They were on our channel quite a bit back then.
Was it only 2.5 months?
It was only 2.5 months. I think you guys were there more like 4 months, but we were there for 10 weeks.
Fun.
Yeah, and I wanted to bring Mari back for Vlogmas this year.
I'm happy to be back.
Yay! So I asked her if she would be interested in doing a video where we talk about some Colombian Christmas traditions, which I don't know anything about Christmas in Colombia. Sadly, I haven't been able to spend a Christmas in Colombia yet, but that's on my bucket list. Maybe Christmas and then Carnival.
Honestly. Yeah, there's some years that Christmas and Carnival it's really close together.
Yeah.
And Carnival is at the same time that every Carnival out there.
Awesome. So
But you see, when you say Christmas in Colombia, the first thing that comes to my brain is beach.
Beach. See, even living in Florida, that wasn't what came to my mind for Christmas.
Like immediately, because usually like the 24th is very family, and we do our dinner, like our main dinner is gonna be like 24th at night.
Christmas Eve?
Yeah, on the 25th we go to the beach. Like you have to go to the beach. Usually like we get maybe like my family will get a boat and then we go to a few islands.
Yeah?
Actually Lars, living in a friend's house right now, the owner of this house, was living with us one Christmas and we did like the whole boat with him and he's like the best Christmas ever in the beach. Yes,
it's awesome.
It wasn't a white Christmas, it was another like
So we have made a tea.
The first of 2 teas that we're blending, and this is this is black tea. We're doing like these blends, sugar free, like all natural. It's really nice. This is black tea base, and then it has orange peel and ginger. It's just like ginger, cinnamon, cardamom.
Smells really good.
I don't remember what else it has. I'm sure Julie will give you the recipe.
If I remember, unlikely.
We have a messy setup because we're trying to like avoid plastics at all costs.
Cheers.
I guess we'll be like test trying them as we speak.
Oh, man, that smells like Christmas.
Oh yeah, they're supposed to be like holiday teas because we're speaking about Christmas.
That's delicious. That's very good.
It's like okay, if you were expecting a chai, it's gonna be disappointing because it feels kind of like a washed out chai, but a lot more orange.
I peeled the orange peel. I'm pretty proud because it's coming through strong in this tea.
Yeah. No, the aroma is like 10 out of 10.
Well, speaking of drinks and food, what kind of foods and drinks do you have in Colombia for Christmas?
For Christmas. So not only Christmas, but there's like a lot of anticipation for Christmas. We have like a lot of things that happen before Christmas, like the novenas. I was telling you, I don't know if something comparable to the novenas is like the Advent calendar.
Where you open a present every day?
No, we don't. But it feels like it's like the same days.
Every day that leads up to Christmas?
For
24 days in a row?
No, it's not 24 days. I think it's like 17 or... Man, I'm bad because this is a little tied to religion, to Catholicism. It's like some reads and then, you know, usually the kids or the families in the neighborhood get together, or you go to like the oldest person in your family, like a great-grandmother, and every like grandkid and great-grandkid gathers at the house like every night for 3 weeks. It feels like it is. Something like that. And it's pretty nice because everybody gets together, but we have like these special drinks. Colombia, like natilla, which is like a pudding-like.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's pudding-like with like a lot of cinnamon, and imagine like a very thick, rich eggnog that is pudding-y.
Ooh, I would really like that.
Something like that. Maybe.
So you see your family every single night leading up to Christmas?
It depends on the type of family, but I would say that many, like if they have a matriarch, very old person that's a female, they usually would do it at the house of that person. But the communities get together, like a whole street, we get like all the kids and they do the novenas and they sing to each other. That's pretty cool.
Do you have any special Christmas songs? Christmas carols are, you know, they kind of dominate this time of year in the U.S.
Marshall loves one. It's called Mi Burrito Sabanero, which means...
Mi burrito?
Burrito.
Burrito. Sabanero?
Sabanero.
Sabanero.
Yes.
What does that mean? I feel like I should know what that
My
means.
little donkey from the savannah.
Oh! We went to the savannah. You took us.
Yeah. And then I'm sure you saw many donkeys there.
Burritos.
And I don't know where the connection comes, but it basically says that with your little donkey from the savannah, you go to Bethlehem. But it's like, with my little donkey from the savannah, we go all to Bethlehem. Obviously in Spanish, but that's the word.
That's cute.
And Marshall loves it. Loves that
Loves
Christmas carol.
Mi burrito sabano.
Yeah,
Sabanito.
Sabanero.
Sabanero.
It goes like, oh, mi burrito saba, and it sounds like, you know, like you're galloping. Voy camino de Belén. Belén is Bethlehem.
Oh. You can sing the whole song if you want.
We're not gonna do that to each other. We're not.
I love Christmas carols, and I never really thought about the fact that other countries are going to have completely different songs, not just the same song, but in different language.
Yeah,
different songs altogether.
Yeah.
Any other ones? Any Santa songs?
I'm sure we do, but I am not the most, like, Julie is super holiday-ish. I wouldn't say I'm like the most holiday-prone human, but you know, it's obvious. Like, I don't know if you guys know, but like they are very musical. Marshall and Julie like play a lot of instruments, and they know like all these Christmas carols. So of course they're gonna know. Us humans, and normal, the common, we just don't know what all of our
Mi
carols
burrito
are. I don't know.
sabanero.
Yeah, you should do for a Vlogmas, just like playing a few songs.
I'm gonna try to look it up. I don't know if it's royalty free where I can play it in this
bet
video.
it is. He's so old. Like everybody.
But I would love
uses it.
to find it. I would love to find it. That's okay. That's wonderful. Christmas carol, and one that Marshall loves. Maybe he can teach it to me, or I can learn it. You look Christmassy with the nice forest green.
Well, I was trying to go fallish. You know, it's fall right now. Well, at the end of fall, basically.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still trying my fall vibe outfit.
And orange pants. You know, it's weird to me that winter actually only starts a couple days before Christmas, because I feel like as soon as Thanksgiving is over, winter should start the very next day.
Why do
you even get a winter in Colombia? What kind of
No,
winter?
we don't. That's why we can go to the beach.
You don't get even like you don't. Well, so
no, we don't.
We were there in the summer, and that is dry, rainy season. Is Christmas? Is there even rain?
I wouldn't even say that summer is rainy season, like as a given. I think like during the September, it's a lot of rain too. And it varies around the country, because in the mountains there's gonna be a completely different weather that we have in the coast, and you know, so on different areas, different stuff.
What made me actually, one of the ideas that made me think of doing this video was when I asked Mari, actually when we were in Colombia over the summer, what does Santa Claus look like down here? Because I just assumed Santa Claus with his, you know, big red and white boots and his coat. Like, I thought maybe he'd have a different outfit in Colombia, but no, he is dressed up just the same.
Okay,
like he came from the North Pole.
All the movies I have seen on my life, the guy goes, you know, it's one night, and he's like in this big, how do you call that?
The sleigh?
The sleigh on the sky. Like, he has to get cold. It doesn't matter if it's like the equator. You gotta be cold up there.
I just assumed they would have Santa in, like, you know, shorts and a tank top or something, but no, your Santa's the same.
That would be lame.
Nobody wants to see that.
Yeah, they got no fat dude on like a t-shirt.
How about classic Christmas movies? Are there any Colombian movies?
No. You know, the U.S. dominated the whole movie space for forever, and
Really?
it kind of still does almost. I think we have like a few like comedy movies for Christmas, but I would say as a non-U.S. human, as a non-American, that the whole Christmas vibe that we know of today, modern world, it was very marketized, if that's the word.
By
the U.S.
commercialized,
for the, you know, so it's like most of the classic Christmas movies are like U.S. movies, and most of like the classic, I don't know, Santa as we know of is because of Coca-Cola, literally.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, thank you U.S. for the Christmas we know.
You don't do Christmas cards? You do Christmas cards? Do you do Christmas cards?
No, the world doesn't. Again, Colombia doesn't do cards. Period.
I found that out when I tried to.
We don't do
when
cards.
I tried to send a birthday card to my grandma from Colombia, I realized that they don't really mail cards and letters.
See, mail is something that the U.S. I wouldn't say the U.S. invented, but the U.S. like very like. You guys are very proud of your mail, and you should be like. It's really great mail system.
So you don't do Christmas cards? Presents? You do presents?
Yeah,
I'm
we
sure.
do presents.
Okay.
But it's like nothing
Stockings. Where do you
special
hang your stockings? You
No
don't...
stockings. We don't have
Where
stockings.
does Santa put your presents in?
Under the tree.
What do you have a tree like this? Where do you get a tree like this?
It's all fake. They're
Fake
all fake trees.
They're all artificial trees.
All fake trees.
Oh my.
Maybe people in like Bogota, like outside of Bogota, where there's like lots of pines, and maybe some people would like splurge on a Christmas tree, but that's not a thing. Like people buy them at the store.
Wow. Okay, so Santa brings presents under the tree, but your tree is artificial, and you don't do Christmas cards. What else?
No. We like the night of the 24th, all the family gets together, maybe with friends too, and people get a little drunk, but it's like a lot of delicious food. And I would almost say that it's also like kind of being stolen, because I wouldn't say we have like a bunch of Colombian foods that we do on Christmas. Maybe leading to Christmas, the 7th of December, we have something called the Candlelights Day. At least in my city, is massive in Barranquilla, where everyone just stays up the entire night of the 7th of December, and like you can have like a little party in your community or whatever.
Yeah.
And everybody lights up lights and puts them in these faroles.
Is it a candle? Is it a flame?
Like you put the candle, and then you put like a cover on top of that candle that is usually like translucent color,
like
paper.
a paper bag?
Yes.
Well,
it's
you
the
often
same
put them in
idea,
paper bags.
but they're called faroles.
Okay. Faroles.
Like where you put the candle, like in London back then, in the times when we didn't have electricity, the little box.
Okay.
Okay, we have the same box, but we make it with the corners are wood, and then the ends are no glass, but like cellophane paper of different colors. So the light of it's like a big thing.
Wow.
And like that day, we usually do like more traditional food, which it would be a tamale, which everybody would think it's a Mexican thing.
A tamale?
Yes, there are different kinds of tamales. Like,
well, what kind of tamale do you have?
It's similar to a Mexican, but on steroids. Like the maize, it is corn paste as a base of the, of the maize, and then like for example, my mom puts pork and chicken, like whole pieces that she first stews like really slowly for hours, so it's like the flavor you can just eat this straight. But then you put that stew of thing, that maize, and then you put a few veggies. She likes to put olive, like she puts like an olive or two, and eggplant and carrot and a little bit of cabbage, a few things like that, and then you boil that in bone broth.
Oh,
like steam them on bone broth, and she makes like 20 or 30 because they're not easy to make, and they are. So yeah.
Your mom can cook. Oh man, she can make some really good food.
Food is important for life. We have to eat at least, every day. Most people eat every day. Like we should eat every day. For the most part. Okay, you can do it fast. But it's important. That meal of the day, you want it to be great. I want it to be great. This tea is pretty awesome.
Yeah, you did great with this.
You should share the ingredients for sure. This can be a great one to make. It's sugar-free. It's all organic. And the base is black tea, which everybody has at home.
And it's very Christmassy. And I did great with the orange peels.
She did. You see, that's the little things. We definitely have differences. And like that one thing, it's also like when it comes to like Christmas time, it's super on your face over here. I wouldn't say it's that on your face down there. Like, we don't necessarily
It's like November 1st, Christmas kind of dominates. The music, the marketing, every store you go in, sales, what comes in the mail. It's also
a big part of the whole idea of like mass consumerism, though.
Yeah.
Like, it gets people in the spirit. Like, it's Christmas music, it's time to buy things.
Yeah. What does it mean more for you guys if it's not about going out and spending money and buying things?
Yeah, that's like our economy. The economy in Colombia is very different economy than the U.S. And I wouldn't say like it's bad. We have a bad economy per se. I wouldn't say that. Of course, it can be better, but and I'm not an economist, but the U.S. has a very like expenditure based economy. Like we want people to make money to spend that money.
Right.
While in Colombia, people are not making like that massive amounts of money, so you don't necessarily want people like to go about and spend. So I feel people use their money, which is a lot less, more mindfully, and it's a lot of time together. Like the thing you share the most in the holidays down there is time. I would definitely say
that's awesome. That's so priceless. You cannot get that back.
No, legit. Like you can spend hours buying things for other people, and maybe they're gonna hate those things and never see them again. Then you spend those
or
hours.
Donate them, give them away, not care about them.
I mean, not saying that you shouldn't get people gifts. Of course you should, and you should, do whatever your culture does. But that's what we do. And I also feel it's because it's what people can do. Not everyone can afford just a very consumeristic mindset of Christmas. So you do what you can do and make it best of it, and that ends up connecting more people. Thankfully, luckily, and I think it comes out to a good side effect of lack of money to consume.
That's what Christmas is supposed to be all about: making memories, spending time with people you love.
I don't know how old the idea of Christmas is. How old do you think it is?
Christmas, the way I know it, is not that old, but Christmas as in a day of the year.
It started in like Germany or something like that. Was the first tale of Christmas.
I'm gonna get schooled for not knowing this.
It's like an old Kranken one from somebody.
Krampus?
yeah, that one.
Krankensweif, no.
Some awful word that nobody wants to pronounce.
I don't know. I may or may not look it up later.
But it can't be that old. But I'm sure that before we had Christmas, there was some sort of celebration. I guess it was Christianity that kind of changed the celebration that people had for winter solstice. It's been mutated.
And imposed their religious ideas on top of already existing rituals.
It was a winter solstice.
Paganism.
People had all over the world. It was about sharing time, like literally
celebrating the end of not the end of winter, but the shortest day of the year. That's now meaning we're going back towards warmer weather.
And you usually did that with your community, with your family. Everybody got together and grew up. Whatever they had, and made big stews and bonfires. So I guess it has changed.
A lot. Yeah. I remember as a kid, my mom would read us these books, Little House on the Prairie. And for Christmas, they would get things like an orange. I feel like there might have been a pencil. Maybe a new pair of socks. I mean, it was so... I remember thinking, why weren't those kids crying on Christmas? The toy might be just one toy, whereas I was used to waking up and it being like a mountain of toys, and Dad had already assembled them all and put batteries in them. And to think of Christmas being that simple made me feel so bad for those kids. And then now that I'm older, it's like what I wish I had was more memories of people and doing things and spending time. And I remember the presents I got, but I wish I had more time. You can never get that back. That's just one thing that you can't replace.
That's true. It's true. You can't get more time from the time you already spend. But you can make yourself live longer. Always remember that.
We're on the track to doing so.
It is. Let's finish these tea so we can go brew another tea.
Yeah.
Well.
Any other foods you can think of?
Any other foods?
Or drinks?
We do turkey.
You have turkey.
I think it's another stolen.
I didn't see any turkeys when we were down there. Or were they?
We have wild turkeys. Like people usually in the more rural side of the country, people just stew them like you would stew a chicken. Mm-hmm. Coconut milk is a really common way.
Ooh,
it's good.
That would be good.
But the whole idea of turkey on Christmas, I think it's 100% a stolen American tradition. But we do the turkey very different. Like there's a lot of fried and oven baked turkey here. We oven bake the turkey too, but I don't know, my mom always puts a bunch of fruits and things on it. It tastes really good.
Yeah,
here it's a little more dry, more maybe spices.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the savory things brought to the table instead of sweeter things.
Yeah, it's more she would put mango sauce on it. It's actually it ends up being really juicy.
You're making me miss Colombia so bad.
I mean, you use what you got.
Remember,
we
we were somewhere, I don't remember where, and we were eating pork, and the pork had been fed mango all of its life. Do you remember this?
Oh, it's common. Mangoes are
Wow.
really common. It's true.
Wow.
Mangoes feed your pork mangoes, and your pork is going to be really delicious.
I wasn't used to thinking of pork as a sweet thing. That was the best pork I've ever had in my life. Michael and I still talk about that. But I don't remember where we were when we had it. I just know it was in Colombia. I missed the chicharrón. I missed the patacones.
Well, we have all that the 25th.
Okay.
Yeah, the 25th is usually like
Different
we're at the
food?
beach. 100%. The 25th is like
Oh.
seafood and like traditional food. So we would usually for the 25th have seafood. And for breakfast, it's usually more like chicharrón and plantain and yuca. Yeah, we eat good.
More traditional Colombian food.
Yeah.
Where did you go to the beach? Before your parents bought their beach house, did you have a place you like to go?
Usually we would go either Cartagena or Santa Marta.
Okay.
I mean, Barranquilla is right in the middle of like, we call them the three perils of the Caribbean. I mean, in Colombia, so of course we're going to call them that way. There's a lot of beautiful places in the Caribbean. But yeah, Cartagena, Barranquilla, and Santa Marta. So we would
go to
just
one or the other.
Yeah, early in the morning, you leave the 25th. So we weren't the kids that were gonna like be playing with their stuff like the day after.
Yeah.
Usually we didn't mind it. We would take some stuff to the beach if it was like beachable.
Beach toys. That's so different to think of going to the beach on Christmas and
It's really good.
Yeah.
It's really good. Barranquilla also has a lot of beaches. I remember probably 1 or 2 Christmases that we stayed and we went to the beach in the area like after Puerto Colombia or near where the beach house is.
Yeah. I ask about movies and music and food and drinks, traditions. Can you think of anything I haven't thought to ask?
Buñuelos.
Buñuelos.
A very holiday like food that we have is buñuelos. Marshall is obsessed with buñuelos.
What is this?
But I'm gonna tell you straight up, we don't have the best buñuelos in the coast. It's sad, but it's true. The best buñuelos of Colombia are in Medellin. They have them in every corner and are delicious. And that is about one of the 2 or 3 foods with seed oils that I would still eat because it's that good, you guys.
What is it?
It's really good. So the 2 ingredients is cheese and flour, but the flour is, I think it's cassava flour. It's one of those very dry flours.
Okay.
It's not. And then you mix and salt, and you make maize out of that. Maybe you put an egg or a little bit of milk to like mix it together, and then you make little balls, and you fry those balls. They bubble to the top, and they're just like this ball of air and like cassava like gooiness. Like, you remember pan de bono?
Yes.
It's a very similar in the inside, but the outside is crispy
man.
and bubbly. It's good stuff.
Do you ever eat these the rest of the year, or is it only for Christmas?
In the entire country for Christmas only, like leading to Christmas night. And Medellin has them like all time. There's one store in Cartagena that you can find them too. It's called El Trébol. Shout out. And a few places where they sell fritos might have them, but they're not quality at all. Like, not even worth it.
Man, we should take. Well, no, we weren't there for Christmas. I would love to try that.
Yeah, I'm sure we will be going one year for Christmas, and you guys should come because it's a vibe. It's really
I would
nice.
love to be there on Christmas. And after going to the Carnival Museum, I would just want to stay and see Carnival.
Some years is literally within a couple months of each other.
I didn't know what to
normal.
expect because I've never seen anything like that. But when I went to the museum for Carnival, it was so much more than.
It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. Carnival, it's like a whole like it's the pride of people in Barranquilla, and it's a really beautiful celebration.
The amount of hours and money spent on the costumes for the Queen was just incredible.
And the queens are usually well, this is not a Christmas, this is not a Carnival video, guys. I'm sorry.
I know, but
you would have to come back for that.
That's where my brain went when I was thinking of Christmas and going back to Colombia because I haven't been there that time.
For people who are digital nomads or people who can stay for a long time in an area, if you want to go to Barranquilla, which is usually a city I wouldn't recommend to people that are touristing, it's a great city to live. In the coast of Colombia, it's not a great city to a lot of things to do. Like, if you want to go have fun as a tourist, it's not great. Like Cartagena or Santa Marta, they have beaches, they have old towns, they have amazing, like, more, I don't know, activities around to do. But to live is great, and that's a great time of the year because there's a lot of holiday vibes. New Year's is really nice too. And then you wait for Carnival, which is like the thing to do in Barranquilla if you're like ever. Second largest in the world, guys. And the funnest and the coolest, because the one in Rio, it's been like very standardized. So I've never been. I guess I shouldn't be talking about it, but a lot of people that I know have been to both. Say that it has lost the wildness of it.
Has it lost a little bit of its authenticity?
The one in Rio.
Yeah.
That's what I hear. Maybe not its authenticity, but like it used to be like more wild. Like it was more the party on the streets, and now it's like, you know, people want to buy a ticket to see it, so you're making it more organized and at the same time more official. But at the same time, there's a lot more policies and it's a lot more restrictions. And
gotcha. Okay, so the one to see is the one in Barranquilla.
Again, I'm biased, obviously, for obvious reasons. So don't take my word for it.
Yeah. I hope I can be there for Christmas some year. I really, really do.
I'm sure it will happen. You're very young.
Well,
we should go brew the other two.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it, and then we'll figure out what we're gonna talk about. I think
Brief hiatus. We had to go give the dog a walk, and we're back with a new tea.
this one is a base of green tea and peppermint tea, both organic.
I will put everything in the tea on the screen.
And yeah, fresh mint, orange peel by Julie.
Orange
again.
peel. I peeled it. Mulling spices.
Vanilla bean.
Vanilla bean.
No mulling spices. Vanilla bean, and I think there's something else she'll tell you. It's pretty. I mean, I think it's gonna be pretty good, and it's ready too. So you can be thinking in the meantime, what may you want to ask
about Christmas music and movies, and you don't do cards and food and drinks, traditions. What am I missing? What else is Christmassy?
Smell that.
That's minty. It's gonna be really good. Cheers.
Cheers, and we gotta try it. I almost feel it. Man, this is legit. This is what I think Christmas in North Africa
This is Christmas.
smells like.
Yes. This is what I
I've
would
never
think
been
of
in Africa.
Christmas if I could drink it right out of a stocking. Like, this is as Christmas as it gets.
Oh man, this is delicious. I think it's the mint.
Peppermint is strong. It's just regular mint. It's not peppermint, right?
It's fresh mint,
Fresh
but there's
mint.
also peppermint tea.
This is a winner. I'm sure I will put on the screen the closest I can to the recipe. All right.
Stuff.
Thinking of Christmas in Colombia. Was there anything when you came to the U.S. or spent your first Christmases in the U.S. that you were surprised by, or you liked, or you didn't like, or was just unusual for you, or maybe made it feel not like Christmas, or that you?
Well, I feel that, and I don't know, maybe this is more your family also, because I've never spent like Christmas with many people, but like
Fair.
members of your family. It's less of a commotion. Like in Colombia, our families, like it's just insane. Everyone is, it's like a thing. It's the event. Everyone is just on top of it. But I'm gonna guess that the holiday spirit changes and varies. You know, different families.
We're
and
very
different
subdued
people.
at Christmas, I would say, compared. Okay.
Yeah.
So that was surprising. You were expecting more.
Yeah, more like
Energy.
liveliness and like let's stay until later, and like for us Christmas is dinner. For you guys Christmas is lunch.
Yeah, we do eat early. Yeah.
So for us it's like late dinner, like 9 p.m. type of thing.
So you have all day to get excited for it.
Yeah.
You're thinking about
And
it.
all day people preparing, and like the food you slow cook it throughout the day. You start early in the morning, and it's just a whole event. And then the 25th is like people chill. People chill, go to the beach. Like it's not big. Nobody's gonna cook.
Do most people take like the whole week off of work?
No. People go back to work. It's
They don't take the week between Christmas and New Year's?
unlikely. Like if you have the privilege to do that, it's a privilege, for sure. My parents usually do. As kids, sometimes we would come for like a whole month, and like I guess that was my first introduction to like American Christmas. It was like a Christmas that we spent. It's like a whole month, and we finished it in New York.
That
Fell in love. Like it
really-
was just so amazing.
That was the Christmas they came to meet all of us, right?
That's recently this year, but when we were kids.
When you were kids, okay.
That was my first introduction.
So you spent a Christmas as a kid in the U.S.
Yeah.
In New York
But
City.
with the whole family,
Yeah.
like my direct family.
Yeah. So what did you think as a kid of New York City at Christmas?
Man, it's like, especially like because of the movies.
Yeah.
So I would say like for sure that one thing that I adore as a kid about the US, you know, is the image, like the idea. Like Christmas is so big and fantastic in the United States. It's all the movies, right?
Yeah.
Like Home Alone, especially, like I died for that movie. Like I thought that kid was like the best kid in the world. Like I am very explorer and like I was a bad kid.
No,
I was a bad kid.
You're just an adventurous kid.
I don't think most parents would want a kid like me. I would be very challenging kid, and like, you know. So I felt like that would be me, you know, alone in New York City, like at that age. So it felt like very magical. New York City is very magical on Christmas.
I saw it for the first time, I think with you guys around Christmas, just a few years ago. And even as an adult, it was just mind-blowing.
Yeah. It's like my dad would be like, oh, this is like the same story that, you know, Kevin was in the movie, like the Toy Story. Like, you know,
yeah, the Toy Story.
It's so fun.
And the tree, ice skating.
And that's the coolest thing.
Right.
Exactly. That's the cool thing about the US is that there's so many movies and shows that are here that I'm sure are part of people's lives, like as much as music. I think movies.
Yeah. Christmas music and movie season starts the same day for me. Yeah. November 1st.
And even if you're not thinking only about the holidays, I mean, people relate in many events of their life to music and movies.
Yeah.
Actually, there's a very cool reason to that. It helps your brain comprehend your own emotions. So maybe you're feeling sad and you want to listen to sad music. It's not because you're sad and you want to listen to sad music. It's because listening to the sad music helps your brain understand the fact that you're sad. And that understanding your own feeling, it's pleasurable. It's like makes you feel good.
Okay.
So but I think movies and like music like have that effect on people. Like allows them to translate emotions. So in Christmas time, you have all these bubbliness saved up. So of course, these super like sentimental movies or like, you know, wild ones full of Christmas events and miracles.
Yeah.
Like make people feel so
happy around Christmas time.
Yeah.
So that when they hear Christmas music, it associates them with those feelings.
Exactly. It's like it's time for it.
I don't understand people who don't love Christmas music.
It's like Mariah said. That's a Mariah song, right?
She has the best one.
Okay, it's time. Now it's time. It's literally like the brain knows it. As soon as you hear this song, it's like it's that time of the year for sure. I feel that it's very cool about the US. Super cool about the US. Maybe it's more in a community type of setting because this isn't quite, I don't know, it feels like, you know, it's a bit, continuing to the example of New York City, right? The Christmas feels, it's like in the air.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I'm sure, again, some families may also be like that.
I forgot to ask if you do Christmas lights in Colombia.
We do, but not, again, as it's done here. I feel like, you know, bigger, better, massive. It's like, you know, the idea of here, which is pretty cool. I mean, especially on Christmas, you want to see a bunch of lights and a bunch of things. And that's pretty cool. We do have lights, especially lately. I think it's newer that cities want to like make lights and parades. I feel that's worldwide. Cities just want to give more back to their people.
Yeah, they need it right now.
Why should?
Is there anything else you can think of I haven't thought to ask you?
No, this is really good.
This one is a win. This is a definite keep the recipe.
So I would say like people here have maybe like apple cider and they put like rum on it, like kind of like spice it for like the holidays. Well, we have something similar but with coffee.
Ooh.
It's called carajillo, and people carajillo, and people use it a lot around the holidays, especially like after lunch or after like a meal. It's basically like a shot of espresso or two with rum and a little bit of spices, like maybe like cinnamon or something like that.
Carajillo.
Yeah. But in reality, like, I feel that for the most part, it's similar.
You're about to be sitting in the sunshine.
Yes, I've been moving like slightly. It's okay. It's okay. It makes it beautiful. Like
Angelic.
said nobody ever.
Well, I think that'll wrap it up, unless you can think of anything else you want to add.
No, you guys are welcome to spend the holidays in Colombia anytime.
Yeah.
It's really cool. It's affordable. People are super welcoming and loving, and you'll be so welcome in the holidays in Colombia, almost anywhere in the country, I think.
That was our experience in Colombia in the middle of the summer for 2.5 months. Everyone was so welcoming and nice and kind and not impatient with our language, stumbling through the language barrier. It was a really great place.
Yeah, I don't know if you have many people from the northern part of the country, but you guys get pretty cool up there. It's nice to set up to the Caribbean for a week or two. Just saying.
Permanent summertime.
Just saying.
All right, guys, we're going to end this video here. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to Mari
Such a pleasure to
for
be
sitting
here.
down and making us some delicious tea.
Like, honestly, it's just like, hey, do you think we can do it? And I'm like, you're inviting me to have tea and talking. That sounds pretty perfect. I would do that anytime.
This
Camera
has
or
been so
no
fun.
camera. It's nice to have you two here. Like,
This has been so much fun. Thank you so much.
anytime.
I really appreciate it. All right, guys, happy Vlogmas. I'll see you another day.
Happy
Bye.
Vlogmas.